Welcome to the episode number 28 of Q&A series with Suresh GP. In our previous episodes, we talked about the deployment strategies like canary deployment. In this episode, we are going to talk about another important deployment strategy called blue-green deployment. Now, what do you mean by blue-green deployment? A blue-green deployment is a deployment strategy in which you create two separate but identical environments. One environment, which is blue, is running the current application version, and one environment, green, is running the new application version. Now, what are the characteristics of blue-green deployment? Blue-green deployment is an application release model that gradually transfers user traffic from a previous version of an app or a microservice to a newly identified release, both of which are running in production. Now, what are the benefits of blue-green deployment? Blue-green deployment provides a level of isolation between your blue and green application environments. This helps ensuring spinning up a parallel green environment does not affect resources underpinning your blue environment. This isolation reduces your deployment risk. Now, what are the disadvantages of blue-green deployment? As you might guess, cost is the major drawback to blue-green deployments. Replicating a production environment can be complex and expensive, especially when teams have to work with microservices. Quality assurance and user acceptance testing may not be enough to identify all of the anomalies or regressions. Now, what is blue-green deployment in Kubernetes? The blue-green step copies your existing deployment and changes its version, creating a second one with the updated Docker image. Note, at this point, both versions, old and new, of your application are deployed in Kubernetes cluster. All live traffic is still routed to the old application. I hope that this episode gave you a good understanding about blue-green deployments, their characteristics, their benefits and disadvantages, as well as how do you apply blue-green deployment in Kubernetes. I hope that this episode was useful to understand about the deployment strategy of blue-green deployment. We will talk about the rolling upgrade in our next episode of Q&A series. So stay tuned. Put your comments of other questions you would like me to answer, and I look forward to seeing you in our next episode. Thank you very much.